Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So I owe you a double bubble crochet catch up because yet again, I was a naughty Manfa and didn't do one last week. I am so sorry. However, I am here tonight and we have 3 things to discuss because same old story, guys. Not a lot of crochet time, busy with work, even busier with work. Now I'm splitting myself between 2 different prisons that are miles and miles and miles away from each other. But it's all good. I am doing what I can when I can, and I am not putting any pressure on myself. I am just doing what I can when I can. So let's get into it, shall we? So I am going to start off with an FO because why not? And also to wrap this one up, guys, because I did feature it. And it was what I was doing on my crochet catch up. So those of you that watched that video, you will know that I am talking about the Boggy blanket that I was working on. Just getting all the bits and bobbles out of the bag. Okay, let's do this. Have I got everything? Nearly. Sorry guys, I should have got this ready, but you know me, not a professional, just doing what I'm doing. Okay, so I am or was making a blanket for Boggy Creek Camp. If you are not familiar with Boggy Creek Camp, go and Google them, YouTube them, and also check out Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, Lynette from Charm Grammy, Billy the Crafty Floridian, and Lenan from Nina's Knots Crochet. They explain it a lot better than I ever could. But essentially, it is a camp over in Florida in the USA that take in seriously sick kids, chronically sick kids that wouldn't normally get clearance to go to camp because of all their high medical needs. But this camp has an on-site medical facility and it is staffed by trained doctors, nurses and other professionals to ensure that all of the children that go to this camp can do so safely, have all their medical needs met and get to feel like every other kid that gets to go to camp. It is an amazing place. There are some wonderful videos on those content creators' channels that I have mentioned. If you're not familiar with their channels, I have linked them down in the description box. Click on them, have a little explore of their channel. They are beautiful humans, lovely women who I call my friends, and I am more than happy to support their cause. They are asking for blankets with measurements 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. If they meet those requirements, they can be sent in for Boggy Creek, but hold on to them until August. It's August that I believe Nancy will be accepting the blankets again. Last blanket drive, all of us lovelies on the YouTube streets managed to make 1,090 blankets to donate, which was absolutely incredible. Nancy needed a U-Haul to store them all and transport them down to Florida, and it's just amazing. These children get to keep these blankets that have been on their bed for their week at camp and have it as a forever reminder of their time at Boggy Creek, and know that there are people out in the world that love and care about them and want them snuggled up in a blanket full of love. So I hope I did it justice by explaining, but like I said, go and check them out and get further details from those wonderful women. So I was using the stitch pattern from Cinnamon Stitches. She did a Boggy blanket tutorial. Now I did switch mine up a little bit, and if you've been following this, you knew that I switched yarns at some point as well. But it is done, it is made, it is ready to be washed and dried and boxed up, ready to be sent in August. Now last year I made 4 and Mike made 1, which made a total of 5. I am going to strive to at least double my make to 8, or double the whole entire makes to 10 for Boggy Creek this year. So 1, I have got under my belt. So I am out of the starting line and we are good to go. So what yarn did I use? Let's start with the basics. First of all, I used Emu Classic Aran. They are in 100-gram balls. You can get this yarn here in the UK from the Knitting Network. They do ship worldwide. I don't know shipping costs. You'd have to explore it. But I will leave a link to the Knitting Network down below as well. This was just in the colour white. Like I said, 100 grams, approximately 210 meters or 229 yards, 100% premium acrylic, made in Turkey, recommends a 5mm knitting needle, machine washable up to 40 degrees, do not iron, dry clean using A, tumble dry normal, do not bleach, in the colour white. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought I only used 4, but actually I used 5. How exciting. These are from Stash. They are from Stash that I had pre-2024. So this counts towards my hashtag Stash Down 2024 total for the month of May, which is fabulous. And I get to keep the labels to work out how many labels and yards and grams and stuff that I used for the entire year. So I keep all my used labels for the entire year, and that is a separate video at the end of the year to see exactly how much yarn I used. And then I also used Ice Yarn Picasso. I do have some left. I have 4 balls of it left, so it could potentially be another Boggy Creek blanket, or it could be something else that is rather wonderful. This is 69785 Picasso in pinks and greys. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is also Stash pre-2024. So this whole blanket counts towards my hashtag Stash Down 2024. If you don't know what hashtag Stash Down 2024 is, you need to go and explore my yarny sister Queen's Crafts by Bridget's channel, and I will also link her channel down below for you. And it's just to hold ourselves accountable for trying to bash through some stash. There's no prizes, it's not a competition, it's just interesting that we are all trying to use up our stash to make way for new. You are not on a yarn ban, you can keep buying yarn, but the projects will only count if you use stash that you got before 2024. So I'm really excited that I've got a whole blanket's worth to put in May's totals, because April's totals were a little bit rubbish. But that's okay. You have better months than others, and time constraints and all the other things. I'm doing what I can when I can. That is going to be my mantra for this YouTube channel. So yes, I used 4 of the Ice Yarn Picassos, and this is, Classic Aran is a 4-weight. Aran is what we call a 4-weight here in the UK. So yes, medium number 4-weight. This is also medium number 4-weight, but this is 44% acrylic, 56% polyester. They are 50-gram donuts with 115 meters, and they recommend a 5mm knitting needles. Wash up to 30 degrees Celsius. Do not iron, do not bleach. And it's made in Turkey, and that is basically all I can tell you from these. So in total, I have used 9 things of yarn, whether they're donuts or skeins, yarn, balls, whatever you want to call them. So 9 labels for my yearly total, and all of this yarn for Stash Down 2024. So I am super excited that I have got this done, but most importantly, I am excited that a wonderful, precious child that goes to Boggy Creek Camp is going to be wrapped up in a blanket full of love. Now, as I was saying, I was using Cinnamon Stitch's Boggy blanket tutorial. I will link Cinnamon and her tutorial down below for ease of access for you all, but I did switch it up a little bit, guys. Jennifer, Jen, Cinnamon, however you would like to call her, she just did a 2-row repeat, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. I switched it up. I wanted to do a striped version of this, but also I switched it up a little bit because after every 2 rows, I did 2 rows of half double and then another 2 rows. Well, it's 2 rows of a 2-row repeat. So it's 4 rows in total, but 2 rows of that 2-row repeat, then 2 rows of half double, then another 2 of the 2-row repeat. And I did it 4 times in the white, and I did it only 2 times in the variegated. I hope that makes sense. And what it has done is it has made this blanket fully reversible, because some of the stitches are on this side of the blanket and some of them are on this side of the blanket, so it looks the same regardless of which way round it sits on the bed. It's amazing. I then decided to use more of the Picasso to do a simple border around the edge of just 1 row of single crochet, because it is 40 inches wide, maybe even a tiny little smidgy bit more, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And I can't remember how long it is, sorry guys. And the last time you saw it, apart from when I was working on it in my crochet and chat, I was here. So from the last crochet catch up 2 weeks ago, I was only where that blue stitch marker is. Where are we? There. Oh, I am rubbish at doing this, guys. I do apologise. Let's see if I can. So from the bottom here all the way up to that blue stitch marker is what I had done. Since then I have put in all of this. So yes, you last saw it when I had done 1 section of the white, 1 section of the variegated, and I had only just started the 2nd section of the white. So then I completed the 2nd, did a 2nd stripe of the variegated, did a 3rd white, did a 3rd section of variegated, and then finished it off with a 4th section of the white. And like I said, I used the Picasso to just do a single crochet row all the way around the blankie, just to tie it in, neaten it up, make it look a little more finished, and it is right in the size requirements needed, and like I said, made with absolute love, and I hope the child that receives it absolutely loves it. Now, my idea for the colours that I used is, I mean, anyone, male or female, if they're comfortable and they want it, they can have it. But I was thinking, because they take children from 6 to, I believe, 17, I believe, I'm not 100%, but I believe that's what it is. I was kind of going for one of the older children, because I know they like the bright, the fun, the colourful, but I just think one of the older children might like something a little bit more subtle, because then it will grow with them as well. So, you know, that was my reasoning behind my colours. So yes, I used the 4 Picasso, and all I had left was this idgy smidgy bit, and I had none of the white whatsoever. And actually I ran out of the white when I only had like that much left to finish off. No, it was that much and 1 more row. So I just dug in my scrap bin and found a 4-weight white, and you can't see that I used a different yarn, I don't think, not really noticeably anyway. So let me see, it was up here. Can you see that the top row and a smidgy bit at the bottom's a different yarn? Even if you can, it's only slight, and only a trained eye would notice. So I think I got away with that one, because I didn't have any more of the emu left in stash. I've used all of my white emu Aran in this blanket. So yes, there we go, guys. Here it is in 4. And I am absolutely in love with it, super pleased as punch with it, and I know that it's going to go to a very, very good cause. So that one is done. Only a potential 7 to 9 to go, but that's okay. We have got quite a while until we get there, so fingers crossed, wish me luck, I get a few more done. Now, again, if you watched my crochet and chat, you will know, I've got my phone because I'm looking for some pictures. You will know that I made a positive potato for one of my work colleagues because with things going on at work, people are going to need to go to other places to work temporarily, and she was told that she would be one of those people that would have to go and work somewhere else, and she is fast becoming a really good friend of mine, and I wanted her to have a little bit of me with her wherever she goes, knowing that I'm sending positivity and love with her in her travels. Now it turns out that we're not sure whether she's moving or not. She's still at my main prison that I work at for the majority of the week, which is amazing because I was really, really like, I don't want her to go. We still don't know. It could still be a possibility, but as it stands, she's still at work with me. But I made her a little positive potato, okay? So I can't remember off the top of my head which patterns I used, but I will find them and I will put them down in the description box because I used the positive potato video tutorial, and then I found a little tutorial for a crocheted heart so that the positive potato was holding a heart. So someone positive holding love. And she actually called her positive potato Sam, but it's a boy Sam. So there we go. So I did show sneak peek pictures, but I will show you guys as well. There he is, my little potato holding a love heart. And I did get some other views of him as well. So you can see that he does have arms holding the heart. And because I gifted it to her, it was like a rush gift before she left. Obviously, she's had it for over a week now, guys. And I didn't do my crochet catch up last week. And in fact, even if I had have done my crochet catch up last week, she would have already been gifted it anyway. So like I said, off the top of my head, I cannot remember the 2 video tutorials that I used to combine to make this positive potato, but I will link those videos down in the description box. So go and check out those links if you are interested in making a positive potato. She absolutely loved it. She gave me a massive hug. She said it means the absolute world to her. And she will have him for the rest of her life, and he actually lives in the center console of her car because she goes everywhere in her car, so he's like a little car mascot, which is super, super cute. So yes, and for that I just used yarn from my stash or scraps dependent on, you know, colors and things. I used DK yarn scraps, and I think I used a 4mm hook, but I can't be 100% sure. Going back to that Boggy Creek blanket that I was just showing, I just wanted to let you know that I used my 6mm dots for that one. So yes, one more thing, and I must be on a blanket kick, guys, because I've got another Boggy Creek blanket on my hooks. I am really trying to bash through some stash, and blankets is a really good way of doing that, and a really quick way of doing that. And it is another Cinnamon Stitches pattern, and it's a pattern that I have featured before, but in a different way. Now, Cinnamon Stitches made the Funshine Bag, and I have featured this because I made it and showed it back when I made it. And I absolutely loved it, was totally addicted to it. So that was an old make, and I wanted to see if I could use that stitch to make a blanket, and I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing all right. So again, I will link that video tutorial down below for the Funshine Bag. But what am I choosing to make it with? Well, again, I am using my 6mm dots. It is the pink one. There we go. But for this one, I wanted to use up some of my cakes because, as you can see, I have quite a few cakes in my stash. This particular cake, I believe I have possibly 9 of them, so plenty to make one of these blankets for Boggy Creek. And so yeah, with the Funshine Bag, you obviously do the stitch in the round. With the blanket, you just go backwards and forwards. So I have managed to figure out how to do that, and I've already got 1 cake in, guys. For this, I am using these. These are Premier Sweet Roll. These were gifted to me in Happy Mail a long time ago. They are 245 yards or 224 metres, 5 ounces or 140 grams. They are a medium 4-weight yarn. Recommend a 5.5 knitting needle or a 5.5 crochet hook. Machine wash warm, tumble dry, do not iron, do not bleach, and you can dry clean using P should you wish. Made in Turkey, and this is the colour Pansy Pop. So it is a white, a grey and a purple. Now it is looking a bit dull and a bit drab on camera. It's much nicer in person. And like I said, I think I've got about 9 of these, but I'm going to have to double check. And again, reasoning behind colours is this could be either male or female. I think this is quite a neutral colour palette, because you've got the greys and the whites, which anyone can wear. And I believe purple, especially this colour of purple, can go for either male or female. So again, for an older child maybe, because it's not bright in your face colourful, but for either girl or boy. So that was the reasoning behind this colour palette. Also, again, I wanted to get a load more yarn out of my stash for #StashDown2024. And I've completely forgotten to mention that I did 24 goals for 2024 at the beginning of the year, where I set myself 24 goals for the year of 2024. And one of those goals was to always have a cinnamon stitches pattern on my hooks. Well, I obviously had this one on my hooks. And now I have put this one on my hooks. And like I said, I am a cake in already, guys. There it is. Again, the beauty of this stitch is it doesn't really matter which way round it goes. Totally reversible, which I am absolutely loving. It is gorgeous. I'm loving it. And that is already how much I've got done. So when I get off this video, I will put a stitch marker on the row that I'm in. Obviously, I'm waiting to attach the next cake because that is literally the end of the cake. This one's slightly narrower. I think it's only about 36 inches wide, so plenty enough room to put a lovely border around the outside when I'm done. If I feel it needs one, it may not even need one, but it's still between the 35 and the 40 inches wide, you see. Now I've just got to make sure that I go between 40 to 50 inches long. Now I did measure how much one cake was in length, and I have worked out that I'm going to need about 8 cakes. So yeah, I need to double check how many of those cakes I've got. I'm pretty confident. I have another 2 here, so that's 3, including the one that's already in it. And then if you don't mind, I'm actually going to see if I can check that now. But it depends if I can find it in the cubes. I think I know where it is, but I'm not too sure. Because while I'm doing it, you can be looking at some of the other yarns that I have got on this yarn wall. So here we go. Yes, it is where I thought it was. There's another 3, so that gets us to 6. And then, yes, I was correct, Amondo. So you see, guys, what you see at the front of the cubes isn't everything that is in there. I put duplicates behind. So yes, I have 9 cakes. I have more than enough, which I thought I did, but you never can be too careful, can you, eh? So let's rebuild this back to, because these used to sit on top of these, but I'm using them, so I needed to pull them out. So let's put this back. The cube still looks nice and presentable. Ta-da! And I've managed to pull the rest of the yarn that I'm going to need to carry on with that project. So I've caught you up. Obviously, I've been doing Tile of the Weeks as well, which have their own segment on a Thursday. So there is that crocheting being done. I have done a smidgy bit on the secret hug that I'm making for somebody. There was a whole other separate secret project that I'm making for the same somebody, and I have completed that, but I can't show you because it'll spoil the surprise for the person receiving it. I have done a couple of the rainbow hexagons that I'm making for the charity donation, but I've decided not to show those until I'm done with those. So there has been a few of those made. What else have I done? I think that's about it. So not all the crochet that I show on Crochet Catch Up is every single bit of crochet that I do, because like I said, Tile of the Week has its own segment anyway, and sometimes there are projects that I just cannot show on the channel. So there is sometimes more crochet than I'm able to show you. So I am getting stuff done. I am. So yes, there we have it. One completed Boggy Creek blanket, a second started Boggy Creek blanket, and a positive potato via photos in my phone because it's already been gifted, Tiles of the Week, and secret crochet I can't show. I am still a busy girl, guys. I am still trying to bust through these crochet projects as much as I can. The stats for the positive potato can also go in stash down because it is again yarn from my stash that I've had prior to 2024. All of this is prior to 2024. That whole other blanket is prior to 2024. So hopefully my figures for May will be nice and healthy. And if I can get a wriggle on with this other blanket, I may have even more yarn labels for the end of the year, because there's the cake that I've already put in. There's the label for that one. I don't know if I'll get this second blanket done by the end of May, but fingers crossed I should do. It's a really, really lovely, don't really have to concentrate stitch pattern. Both of those tutorials from Cinnamon Stitches are like that. They are very addictive. They are very relaxing. They are not stressful crochet. They are enjoyable crochet. Honestly, Jennifer's patterns and tutorials are out of this world, absolutely exemplary, and I really would suggest you go and check out her tutorials, guys, because she is fabulous. Cannot sing her praises enough. Kids at Boggy Creek Camp are going to get the fruits of Jennifer's creativity with stitches, but my creation using those stitches. Yeah, Manfa's a happy girly, and I feel so much better now that I've caught you up and I can start putting things away and start creating more project bags for more projects to come. And I am getting through my projects at a pace that is comfortable for me. I don't feel under stress or duress. And again, just to say that mantra one more time, I'm doing what I can when I can, and I know you guys love and support me no matter what I put out, no matter what I do, and boggles my brain, but thank you all so very much. And another thank you for coming by and watching, listening to me talk for the best part of half an hour. You guys are rock stars. And yeah, there is a video coming out for you tomorrow. I do believe it is mystery boxes from the Knitting Network, so do come back and check that one out. And then keep an eye on my community tab to see if I schedule a live or not. Again, I'm not making promises. If I can, I will. If I can't, I won't. But I do miss you all. I love you all. I appreciate you all so much, and your patience for the kind of topsy-turvy content that I'm doing at the moment. But yeah, so I'm actually filming this the night before you're seeing it. I'm filming it on the 16th. You should be seeing it on the 17th. And I have actually got today that you're watching this off, Saturday and Sunday off, and also the Monday as well. I have treated myself to a long weekend, and I plan to get some good quality crafting time in and some good quality family time. So with that, I may as well do my outro. So until I see you tomorrow, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys. Don't forget to check out all those links. Love ya!